Hello, 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 and welcome to Larger Curves today. I am so thankful that you are here. You know what? I want to take a minute and just say thank you for stopping by Larger Curves, where I appreciate your energy and you taking your time. So, I've been on a rampage today, as Abraham Hicks would call it, a rampage of positivity and productivity and visioning and manifesting. So I don't know if you noticed, this is my third live today. Um, so that's because that's what I'm manifesting. This is what I want to do. So this is what I'm doing. And I wanted to come and make sure I got the wonderful ladies of Potomac on my list today for my Veterans Day live-a-thon over here on Larger Curves. So, thanks again for tuning in. Make sure you smash that like button and smash the subscribe button if you haven't already. You can share the video. You can leave a comment down below. I love interacting. And I really appreciate you taking your time to pop in. So today I will be doing a review of The Real Housewives of Potomac. Now, if you've seen some of my other videos, you may have heard me talk about the reason I even started my channel in the first place was because I love all things Bravo. Well, I did for a long time. I've been, doing my little form of protest over whatever and the treatment. Goddess 777 is here, my sister. Hello, beautiful. I love you too. So I was just telling the people that why I even started my channel was because of the show that I'm reviewing today, specifically Real Housewives of Potomac. As some people may or may not know, they had a thrilling, I mean, absolutely thrilling season 5, wherein there was an old school Jerry Springer style physical altercation, right? One with a good hair tug and air swinging, right? So it was very Jerry Springer. But nonetheless, it happened on the Potomac where these ladies are supposed to be refined ladies and stuff. So anyway, the reason I started my channel was it was during the pandemic, quarantine and everything. And I was like everybody else, yearning for escapism and some kind of entertainment. And the things on TV were repeats because the studios were closed and nobody could show up to work the way it used to happen, right? So anyway, so lots of YouTube was happening. And I got exposed to a lot of different vlogs and YouTubers who I really respect and admire. And I really respect and admire, especially the channels that, allow a difference of opinion to exist and where they don't attack the people that call in. So I had a point of view last time over the Real Housewives of Potomac where that was not agreeable to the masses. I mean, the public was split. It was like this team Candace or team Monique. And I'm team me all the time, but I was, in that case specifically, I was team Candace because what I saw as a viewer, I was like, there's no reason ever for a grown woman to put her hands on another grown woman, unless it's about your kids or something, maybe. But definitely not over words and definitely not at dinner, and definitely not on camera if you don't want people to judge you for it either way, right? So anyway, here I am, Larger Curves with my point of view. And when I initially had my channel also, it was called Lily. That was the name and so I had called into the show. Shout out to Sherelle's World. I had called in to Sherelle's World, I think it was. Or was it? I think it was Sherelle's World. Or was it another site with another avatar lady? was it all about? Anyway, I called into somebody's show and I was explaining to the people that in no uncertain terms should you be like putting your hands on people. And I don't care what that little lady said, the big lady shouldn't have grabbed her by her hair and started swinging, and then chased her around the barn and then talked shit and then spread stories and lies about the altercation and then sued her back when it was her time to be accountable for her actions. I was just not agreeing with any of what Miss Monique Samuels did last season, in my opinion. And like I said, though, I was of a fractured few who didn't. And I couldn't find a vlog to conspire with my thoughts that perhaps Candace, while her mouth and her tongue are sharp, there's not a reason for a grown woman to put her hands on another grown woman. So anyway, I totally started the channel so that I could at least say that out loud, right? And now here we are again, a whole year later, and I get to review a show where, as you'll see, Candace's mouth is the topic again. Oh my goodness, she hasn't learned. And if we know anything from the book we read earlier from one of my lives, that the producers say that's a kiss of death. If you're not growing, if you're not learning, we'll see what happens to her. But let's see. Oh, look, DT is in the house. What's good, DT? DT's in the house. Hello, DT. How are you, my love? My friend, my friend. Yes. Yes. Let's see. Wait, what's going on? Are all your electronics going slow, people? All my electronics are going crazy slow. I'm like, was that a solar flare? Because all I'm trying to do is, yeah, GT's in the house. Hello. Hello, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I hope this goes well too. I kind of have it all planned out. And so I'm going to share this screen and I'll talk while this plays and then I'll do comments, people. So again, here at Larger Curves, make sure you're smashing the like button, smash the subscribe button, and share the video, leave a comment. Okay, here we go. Oh, I'm good. DT is good. Just finished breakfast now, so managed to catch you. Yay! Yeah, out here it's Veterans Day in the United States. So I had the day off. And so that's why I decided to do like a live-a-thon, basically. You saw I've been going live probably like almost every couple hours, And so like within every 3 hours, pretty much, I've been going live all day. And so I've been having a fun day off. And today is 11/11/21 out here. So it's a perfect day for manifesting. Everybody knows about the 11/11 portals, right? Well, if you don't Google it, I'm saying if you don't know, Google it, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm all about manifesting your dreams. I'm all about manifesting the life that you want. I'm all about speaking things into life. Oh my gosh, Prosperity Thick Girl's in the house. And the crowd goes wild. The crowd goes wild. Yes, Prosperity Thick Girl's in the house. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. So I haven't really started yet. So, oh, look. And then DT, of course, says, yay, Prosperity Thick Girl is here. So good to see you. Hope all is well, Prosperity Thick Girl 48. Oh, you guys, you have to check out Prosperity Thick Girl 40's Instagram. Prosperity, if you don't mind dropping what your @ is over there on the Instagram. And you guys follow her. And she does beautiful cups. And I actually have my cups. They're my lovely stemless wine tumblers are going to be coming shortly. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see. But totally support people and support Black businesses and support each other in here because, that's what the world takes. It takes me to connect to you, to connect to another person, and then you go to and so on and so on and so on. And that energy is just so freaking incredible and necessary for the universal flow. You know what I'm saying? It's all about connection. So I'm so happy that you decided to stop by today and connect with me. And Oh, look, see, DT checked them out, and DT loves the cups. They look gorgeous. So, like I said, here's what I'm going to do. I have this video prepped and ready to go, and I was going to talk over it while it plays, and then I'll do comments. Um, since it's kind of timed, the whole thing is actually like it's yeah. I was going to do comments after, but you know what? I love interacting all the time, and I don't want to just talk at you. But I was going to go fast in my kind of subtitle way that I do, and hopefully we'll have a great time. Let's go for it. So first off, of course, we have to start with the copyright disclaimer. There we go. Oh, yay. I'm so glad the bees are there. So we're doing the Real Housewives of Potomac. Okay. So here we go. The stage looked beautiful. It's the goddess set. And Andy makes his rounds to all the ladies. And you're very welcome, Prosperity Pickle. Andy makes his rounds to all the ladies while they're getting prepped and gorgeous and ready to go. That was Karen Huger we just saw. Here is Giselle Bryant we're seeing now. And here in makeup, here is Mia Thornton. She ended up going for a very short look. However, I'm liking this long hair on her. If you notice, Mia has a side thing like Mariah Carey where she only parts it on one side. And here I think this is Wendy. Is this Happiness right here? I think that was Happiness. And here's what Mia Thornton was in social media saying. Okay, and now here we have. Welcome, everybody. So the first thing we start with is Andy saying hello to everybody, and they all look gorgeous. Look at these gorgeous women. Oh my God, I love the hot pink on them. Did you know that Michael calls Ashley his Darby's Barbie? Yeah, she's very proud of it. Oh, look, and Nicki Minaj did not come. I have my note as Nicki Minaj, a no-show. Because I personally don't agree that she should be the one doing this in the midst of all the stuff that's going on with that rape case against her husband, allegedly. Anyway, Giselle looked like a praise dancer. So then we have Mia's cracky story. Okay, it starts with he's doing a Mia thing, and it's Mia's cracky story. Okay, because she said that she had 3 operations. She said that he paid 10 grand for like 2 hours for her to be a hostess in an upscale steak joint. It's, you know what I'm saying? She's saying a lot of stuff. So, yeah, raw sausage. So the first impressions that they had of Mia were, you know, you kind of came off as a liar because you do not have the you said you weren't a stripper, but now you're saying you are. And even Andy was like, well, she says she's a stripper now, but you went the whole season saying you weren't until G got there with the $10,000. And then here's Mia getting told off by, look at what she says. They were being kind of vulgar. She says right here, Wendy said, I don't understand how she said, you had 3 operations on your place, but you had all C-section births, is what Ashley was asking. I just don't understand. And she said, I just wanted to get tuned up, Mia said. I just wanted to get tuned up. And then Wendy said, but your favorite position is missionary. I'm just wondering how all got beat to pulse with, got your beat your puss up to a pulp. These girls can really go there, can't they? Anyway, so Mia wasn't common. It was common at the strip club where she went for G to walk around with no shoes, because G built the VIP there. Okay, and it was a really bizarre story. They had tanning booths, they had strippers, they had steak, they had all kind of stuff. Okay, yeah, she does look like she was paying homage. Oh my gosh. So then G was an investor, but not an investor. Okay, Mia's mama is praying for Candace and watching the kid, as it turns out. I guess they made up after the last show, and she's eligible to provide free childcare again. And then this is where it is. G is an investor, but not an investor because he didn't own all the massage envy. He invested in one of the 8 businesses. She still lies on lies. She just is all confusing. Just say a straight story. But the Green Eyed Bandits ended up with a text from her. Remember that whole thing when she first came on the scene? And she was like, I have no time to talk to you. And remember, Robin was kind of upset. Oh, one who cares is here. No, greetings to you, Queen. Let's do this. Right? So I totally appreciate you stopping by today. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wait, where am I? Here we go. Yeah. Thank you for coming in, One Who Cares. Okay. So Mia's mama was paying. He's an investor, not an investor. The Green Eye Bandits got a text. As it turns out, Karen is a Bush coach. I said it. Karen is a Bush coach because that's what she told Mia. That's where she told Mia Robin was on Giselle. I don't understand. And then Karen got caught in the lie. Okay, she's a grand deflector. She says some sideways stuff, and then they roll the tape back, and she said it, and then she gets that look on her face. But that look particularly was about Giselle House because she has an entrance that's supposedly going to pull all of what we saw all season on her unconstructed house. Supposedly, that entrance we saw is going to pull it all together. It's just going to whip it right up, okay? So then on Giselle's intro, they talk about her house haters. We talk about how COVID supposedly took out Jamal and his relationship. And we see how Wendy went in. The girls have no examples of a good relationship. And because her mom and her dad don't know her good relationships. And then they get into that little shot where where Giselle said that she had a dude, right? And they want to know about this mystery man who's a little younger. And then, of course, Giselle in her Giselle fashion, not answering anybody but Andy, waited for Andy to ask, where's the man? Who's the man? For it to come. And then Andy said, I bet Wendy knows who it is. Wendy has to know who it is. And she said, I do. It's Van Jones. And Giselle confirmed it was Van Jones. And they were like, ooh, that's a fine man. And then Wendy said, oh, he likes ladies with integrity. He doesn't like, Giselle's not his type. He likes ladies with integrity. And then somebody said, look, oh, I thought she was going to say white girls. I thought she was going to say he likes white girls and not ladies with integrity. That was funny to me. But anyway, then we go into detail on her unconstructed house. And they're all talking more about her house because, Karen did a drive-by. Well, she went to the drive-in for the reasonably shady brunch, remember? And then when Grace learned how to drive, Karen wanted to know, was Grace upset that the great deflector, aka Giselle, also. I'll give it to Karen and Giselle because Karen deflects well and the tape will be playing. Okay? So then but Grace was not mad that she was shown not to know how to drive to the world. And she probably gets it from her father because, as it turns out, Jamal is a horrible driver and can't drive. And then we get into the expiration date, which is uncertain according to Giselle. She was unable to articulate. Giselle was unable to articulate the exact day. Was it after the holiday, before the holiday? Well, that was November, so maybe December, no, maybe January, no later than February. But since Wendy's keeping tabs on everything except for where Eddie was last summer, the she knew that the timeline doesn't time right because that would have um, went against Jamal's video that he said he was in no relationship. Remember, Jamal's relationship is not the same as Jizzy's relationship. And then they brought up the whole binder. And remember the binder? It said that the girlfriend said blah, 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 that it was only for reality TV and everything. Wendy does look gorgeous. Wendy does look gorgeous. But, the binder wasn't new information to Giselle. Let her tell it. And her and Jamal had an understanding of where they stood in each other's lives, and that outside people had no bearing on her and Jamal's understanding. And to me, people, you're not going to like it, but that's very consistent with what she said last year. She was unbothered last year when the binder came out because she said it's not new information. She said it at that time. But then Karen decided to say, oh, so you were a voluntary coleslaw, meaning voluntary side chick. And she said, no, I was not a voluntary side chick. We had an understanding. We were basically dating. We weren't monogamous. And Karen thinks that Giselle is better than being lonely enough to go backwards to just the mall instead of forward into the kind of woman that she would be. And for some reason, Giselle kids see her as an energy vampire, right? And wait, there we go there. Yeah, so her kids, she said the binder wasn't new information. There we go. Okay, sorry, I went backwards. And because it wasn't new information, this is when Giselle, sorry you guys, this is when Giselle didn't want to discuss her relationship in front of others. That's where we are. Okay, sorry you guys. So right here, they want to know what her response is to people saying that Giselle is always in other people's relationship, but doesn't want to talk about Jamal. And she's like, I don't have to talk. I talk about Jamal, but there's nothing to talk about, basically, I guess is what she's saying, people. We're not listening, And it wasn't a surprise to her. And let's see. So they were both seeing other people. It may not be new information to Gizmo Notepad, but definitely was new information to us because nobody knew about Pastor Tanya Griffin. Hello. Her eyes were kind of shifty in that interview on that other channel. Her eyes were very shifty. She kept looking over there. I was like, who over there, lady? Is the Lord telling you what to say? Anyway. Oh, so then I didn't like this, you guys. This right here. I don't know. I didn't really like when Andy was like, did you cry? Like, they want her to be broke down in some way over this publicly. They want her to be publicly humiliated in order to feel bad for her or something. For one, why are we still talking about Jamal? He only was on the show for like 4 episodes tops last time, and 2 of them were in the phone. And then we had the whole binder thing. She broke up with him. Clearly, she was not with him anymore. We know it. Why does she have to say it? I mean, get over it already. She said she broke up with him. They're broke up. Why are we still talking about freaking Jamal? And then here we have Andy projecting how he would feel if he got back with somebody who had broke his heart, and he would have cried. Did you cry, Giselle? No, I didn't cry. And then here we have Robin saying, why does everybody want Giselle to be broke down the way everybody breaks down? To which, of course, Wendy has to say something because Happiness hadn't fucked up in about 3 minutes at that point. So she had to interject. And of course, Robin needs moments because we don't really know she's there until she talks, right? So she just is like, Wendy, why are you always interjecting? But really, you were interjecting, Robin. And, but I liked her point. She had a point, and the point is that we all get to process and respond differently. Giselle doesn't have to react the way Andy Cohen will react to getting his heart broke a second time. Giselle doesn't have to react the way Wendy would react to getting the news that Eddie's cheating, and or that how anybody reacts. We deal with things differently, and I agree with it. And we'll get to that, DT. I want to talk about that. I want to talk about that. How much further we have? Oh, damn, we have so much further. Damn. Okay, let's just pause here. So I have a lot of comments over here, you guys. Let's see. Okay. If she can talk about husbands all the time, then we can talk about Jamal. But why? He's not in a relationship with her. So it doesn't even matter. It's like if we're playing darts and we're shooting at a target, he's not even on the board. Except for that, you're talking about the father of Grace and you're talking about the father of her twins. So the only people you're hurting are the kids because he's not with Giselle, and it's obvious. It's like so crazy to me that people are feeling like they're hurting Giselle by talking about Jamal constantly, who even at his best time during their relationship that we got to see last season, it was like two visits, and you think that she's supposed to cry about something? No, the only person crying are her kids, are his daughters, are the only people that were traumatizing by constantly bringing up Jamal. He has zero to do with Giselle, the woman. Once she does get a new boyfriend, he will be adequate game. However, until that time happens, why are we beating the horse is dead. Jamal isn't. Why are we beating a dead horse? The binder wasn't enough. I mean, the binder to some people basically obliterated any idea that Jamal and Giselle ever were a thing. So why are we still talking about it if it was obliterated? Why? She's not talking about it. The only people bringing up Jamal's name are her haters. The hater Karen, the hater Wendy. The haters are bringing up Jamal because they feel like it's gonna get to Giselle. Giselle also reveals in this thing, though, that she's basically a bot, you guys. Giselle is basically a military bot. She deals with her kids like that. She moves through life like that. I mean, we see reactions from her and she's a good time and everything, but we haven't seen like deep-seated emotion from her because she doesn't give that to everybody. But we're not going to get it from going after Jamal. The only person we're hurting are her three beautiful daughters. What did they do to deserve this? What did they do? They didn't do nothing. I just don't think that that's the right. If you're going for a jugular or some ankles on Giselle, you're not going to get there with Jamal. That's not going to reach her because they're not together and they haven't been together. And let everybody tell it, the binder proved it by obliterating any theories that they could have subscribed to about them really being together, if you are willing to believe everything that was in that binder and everything that Pastor Tanya Griffin said on that live interview she did, you know? But also, who does she talk about? Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Does Robin have on blue eyeshadow? I know. Oh my God. I had to think about Drew Carey again, right? And then she hurts the other kids when talking about other fathers. But who does she talk about? What does she say about Ray? What does she say about Ray? She said he owed taxes. It was on the show that he owed taxes. He's currently on the show as a husband. He makes appearances on a regular basis. He's there. So that makes him proximal enough to the show to bring up in a way where he's a byproduct of attack. Whereas I keep saying, when you reach for Jamal, you're reaching off of proximity. He's not on the target of Real Housewives of Potomac, except for that he's the father of these kids. It's plain and simple. That's like, oh, so let's talk about Sherman then. Let's talk about Sherman. Let's just keep on talking about Sherman. Didn't she have some guy named Sherman on the show? And didn't he even leave her supposedly because she was on the show? So why not talk about him? That might get her goat more than talking about Jamal. Why are we talking about Jamal? And what is she? Let's see what the people say. Okay. DT says, fair point. She may have zero to do with it, but her talking about their husbands, wouldn't that affect their children too? Yes, in fact, it would, DT. I completely subscribe to that. I agree. Those girls not thinking about that, they don't like him. Yeah, and they are never going to like him. People keep bringing up their daddy like this. That's never going to be a chance to heal. It's still not fair. Because the twins are younger than Grace is about to go to college, but the twins are younger, And so, yeah, fair point. They might have zero, but wouldn't it affect the children of Wendy, Karen, or Candace? Okay, so what did she say? This is another thing. When we talk about Jamal, while there is said proof of his indiscretions, he's not proximal. Now, when we talk about Wendy and Eddie's situation, that information was brought on camera to the ladies. Are you saying that because she brought it up to somebody that about the blog that broke the news, that she went after the people? Oh, I had to drink some water, you guys. Sorry. Whew. Okay. So, but I want to know, what does she say about Wendy's husband? What does she say about Wendy's husband? She's never talked about Wendy's husband. She repeated an article that was common knowledge. And if she didn't bring it up on air, somebody was gonna. Giselle understands the assignment. Yes, it does affect the kids. Ultimately, it does. So, according to what I said about it only affects the kids at this point with Jamal, why are we bringing it up? That part is true. However, the proximity of Eddie to this show, because we see him in his shots. Has Eddie had a confessional? I mean, he's talked on screen before. We know Eddie's whole entire story. So he's opened himself up proximally to the show, I feel. Now for Karen, again with Ray, he gets shots. He's in the shots. He's in the thing. He's here saying stuff. He told Giselle she needed to go get she's gonna get old before she gets a man. So he be taking his own stuff. So they have their whole own relationship. So what has she really even said about Ray? And then for Candace. Now for Candace, that is fucked up. She said that Chris is riding the coattails. I mean, that's no place for her to say that. That's fucked up. And while Candace doesn't have kids yet, that's a fucked up statement to make. However, she's entitled to her opinion. And he is on the show. So that is proximal. But Jamal ain't on the show. I'm going to start from the bottom now. I'm here. Okay. So Prosperity, Thick Girl says, that's talking about him. And then DT said, the blog that brought him up. But wasn't it Giselle that brought it to the show with Ashley and Eddie having the affair with the secretary? Did she say all of that? I'm going to have to go back and watch. So she brought up the article that said, I thought she brought it up in the context though, that I wonder if, because this article came out that Eddie was having an affair, is the reason Happiness is here. That was an honest question, you guys. It might have been a messy way to get it on the air. It might have been a messy way to bring it up, but that is a logical, if you, I mean, it's not as far reach as talking about Jamal who ain't on the show. It's a logical thing to think that why did Wendy 4 Degrees, who presented herself all buttoned up last season, would have like nothing but cleavage in every shot and booty shorts on half the time? I mean, it is a glaring opposition to the person that she presented herself to be last season. At no end at time did she indicate that she was the type of woman that would have done something so drastic to her body. Maybe, I don't know. They would know her better than I do. I'm just a viewer. But when Giselle brought it up in that way, I felt like that was an authentic, reasonable conclusion. She's like, girl, do you think she went and got those new titties because the secretary had titties, or, maybe she was insecure? That's a reasonable explanation. Hey, I'm not even reaching. I'm not even reaching. That seems like it could possibly be true. It seems like it. Oh, wait, let me see. How do I go up? Here we go. Okay. She said Eddie was cheating on Wendy. She never said Eddie was cheating on Wendy. She said the article said that he was having an affair. Do you think that's why she got the boobs? You have to say the whole sentence she said. If she was running around saying, oh, Eddie cheated with the secretary. Oh, Eddie cheated with the secretary, and never did Wendy get the boobs because of the article that said when Eddie cheated with the secretary, then it's fucked up if you don't say the whole thing. Let's see. The twins are right after Grace. Oh, really? So they're about to be in college too? I didn't know that. Prosperity Thick Girl, 40. Well, that's not our fault. It's nobody's fault. None of this is anybody's fault. We're just subjected to it because we watch it. We're hooked on their version of reality, which obviously is lies and confusion, smoke and mirrors. Half the ladies aren't married, and the ones that are, they aren't, and they aren't going to be. And I don't know what's happening. Are they really? Were they ever? Who knows? Was it just for the show? Was it because they were promised a People article? Who knows with this whole thing? Everybody wants to be famous and keep these checks. They want to keep the peaches, the apples, the plums, the berries, the diamonds, the oranges. They want to keep it all in their hand so that they can keep these checks flowing. So they're just going to show us whatever, and we're going to either believe it or we're not. So she had Sherman too. Also, that other dude she was dating. Yeah, we could be talking about them. That would be just like talking about Jamal at this point. They're not around. She didn't reference being with him recently. Yeah, no, she didn't. Wait, Prosperity Thick Girl. You can't take up for Giselle. Yeah, I do. I take up for Giselle. I take up for Karen sometimes. I take up for people when they're right, when I feel like they're right or wrong. It's not the person. Like, I don't hate the whole Giselle just because she's seems emotionally unavailable and unable to connect with people on a deep emotional level. Is that a reason to hate a bitch? No. She's entertaining. She's fun. She knows the assignment. She serves me mess and keeps the other ladies stirred. It's not a problem. Why should I could take up for her. No problem. She's cool. It was both Ashley and Giselle in an episode, which then Robin told Wendy, and that's how Wendy found out. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can't wait to see that part when Wendy pulls out the text that the text that Robin sent to her, like way back before they even started filming. I'm looking forward to that. No. She brought it up in a different way. Yes, she did. He opened himself up. When he did the cash register video, yeah, that was, and he had his binder upside down. That was hilarious. But didn't Giselle say Ray would die before she ever got a man? Huh? I don't. And is that what she said when she said that you're wishing death on my husband? You'll die before I get a man. I don't know. And even that wasn't wishing death on her. No, what Ray said to Giselle was, your looks will fade or something and you'll be gone. Your looks, he said something offhanded to her, which, I mean, he really shouldn't have said no shit like that to her, and then he wouldn't have got what she said back to him. Where's the responsibility, people? If people say something to you, you can say it back, and you can't really judge how the person says it back because you didn't know who you were engaging with, and maybe their level 1 is your level 5. And maybe your level 5 is another person's level 10. So you never really know who you're getting or what you're getting. As long as we're keeping it to words, though, I'm on board. But when you start getting physical, that's where I personally start picking a team. Other than that, let the people speak. It's in the Constitution. Okay. Is there new comments? Let's see. Because it was both Ashley and Giselle in the episode. Giselle is a mean old hag who lives to talk about everyone. You think so? I don't see that. I don't know. You're really reaching for Giselle. I don't know. I don't think it's reaching. I think I'm just logical in a different way. It's the same thing. There's a lot of similarities with all of the ladies. That's my whole point. It's like it's all universal, right? So Giselle is messy. Candace is messy. Karen gets to be messy. Wendy gets to be messy. They all get to be messy. I mean, it's the same thing. Robin told Wendy it was Giselle, and Ashley brought it up, apparently. Yes, Robin told Wendy it was Giselle, and Ashley brought it up. Yes, Giselle and Ashley brought it up. Yeah. So that is the story, DT, that Robin texted Wendy off season and was like, the story's out. You should sue the blog that said it. Her husband's a lawyer. Eddie didn't take any legal action that I know of. I don't know that he sent a cease and desist, which means shut the fuck up, because I don't believe that what you're saying about me is true. He didn't send a slander that we know of. That would have been good, something for Wendy to talk about, instead of just cuss Giselle out about a horse that's dead, but Jamal isn't. That would have been, I mean, what she said was harsh, and it was like, ooh, she really got to Joan, and she Joan harder than Candace did. She was right in the league with Candace on that reading that she gave Giselle about not having no damn man, when she felt like she was getting Eddie's coming after him. Ooh, nobody said nothing about that. I wonder, did anybody want her fired after that? No, because people want to blame Giselle for something. I don't know why, but you're right. Robin brought it up, but it was off screen. Giselle and Ashley brought it up on camera. They know the assignment, people. They know the assignment. No, she said he'll die before her looks fade. That's what it was. Yeah, Giselle said, Ray will be long gone, dead and gone, or long gone before my looks fade, because what Ray said was something about her looks fading before she could hook a man or something. So that was just a roast back. They were just joning on each other. I don't know where these super thin skins come from. If a man says to a woman that she's gonna fade in her looks before she gets a man, then whatever she says back to him, she says. And if Karen had anything to say, she should have checked Ray's ass and said, Ray, do you think that you cannot talk to my friends like that? I mean, Giselle is crazy. Or something like that. But nope, she let her husband talk to her friend any kind of way, and then she got any kind of response. And that's what's going to happen. So what did that man say to make him talk about that man penis not working? I know, right? So what did that... Are you talking about when Ashley said that Karen said Ray's penis wasn't working over and over again? Giselle deserves it. Nope, because we loved it, and Giselle deserves it, and she deserves much, much more. I don't know why everybody hates freaking Giselle so much, people. I really don't. Ray wasn't being malicious. Neither was Giselle. She was just joning back. Why? And that's the other thing. How do we know Ray wasn't being malicious? Ray is obviously an intelligent man worth millions and gajillions, all because of the power of a mind, right? So we're giving him a lot of leeway to imply that a man as thoughtful as Ray Huger didn't know exactly what he was implying and how he was implying it when he said that to this beautiful woman. You don't think that that man with his PhDs and his Bill Gates-ness and all the money he has to deal with and all the people he's in charge of talking to and dealing with, you don't think that that man with that position and that mind, you don't think that he didn't know better than to say some offhanded shit to a woman like that? And you don't think that he was being malicious, but that Giselle's response to that was malicious. So we're giving Giselle more brain power credit than Ray. Okay. I don't think my issue is with Giselle. It's her being emotionally unavailable. Yeah, my issue is with that she needs to stand on her own 2 feet like Candace is able to do. So, well, what do you mean, DT? So it's not with her being emotionally unavailable. That's not an issue for you. Yeah, because she's not really in our life, right? So we don't really have to freaking even really care about her emotional availability because she's good TV. But your issue with her is that she needs to stand on her own 2 feet like Candace is able to do so. Are you saying that she needs to do that and Candace needs to do it also? Or are you saying that Candace is a good example of somebody who needs to stand on their own 2 feet? Prosperity Thick Girl 40 says, no, I'm talking about Giselle continuously saying Ray's penis doesn't work. Well, you know what? Ashley said it also. Ashley's the one that blurted it out on the frig. Ashley said that she hated his thing and that it didn't work on the thing, and they're always doing cutaways to it. When was the last time that did Giselle say that this season, Prosperity Thick Girl 40, that Ray's penis didn't work? Did she say that this season? Or is that some long ago stuff? Because I still want to know, what did Karen say about like even Ray this season to have even Karen bring up Jamal some more this year? It's interesting to me. What did she do? Prosperity Thick Girl 40 says, nope, Giselle is the devil's wife. Well, hey, she's not married to Jamal. Yes, she did multiple times. Hey, I don't know that the way Giselle interacts with the other ladies is significantly different from the way that the ladies interact with Giselle. That's why I'm just like, I don't understand the hate over there for her. Yeah, because I feel like Karen does a lot of shady stuff and doesn't get called on the carpet, and everybody gives her all this leeway, and it's just it's not balanced sometimes. Anyway, let's get back to this review. We only have, here I go right here. Oh, so this is when we get to Candace's package, because Candace is a triple threat now with her husband Chris as the husbander. And then we did the cutaways to how Mia started the whole your mama thing by asking about Chris and his money. And then we see Mia's and Candace's arguments on arguments on arguments. And then we hear about the rat-a-tat-tat Candace and how she signed a freaking contract. And then this whole thing when they were arguing about, my thing wasn't low budget, your mama's low budget. And $10,000 for a video, that's a high budget to me because I ain't never made a video before. And I mean, I don't have $10,000 on stack right now. So that would be a big video to me. But to Mia Thornton, who makes $500,000 a year, I think, that's not a lot of money, I guess, and who only has rich friends. So then we did the cutaway some more to all the arguments. We had the salad toss. We had the hoe come feed your whore. The pimp come feed your hoe. We had the big shoes. We had the your mama. We had the low budget. I just don't think that Candace and Mia got along. Now, honestly, people, I felt like I heard a story once that Mia and Monique knew each other, and I felt like at the beginning of the season that Mia was there to continue a kind of attack, kind of on Candace on Monique's behalf. But then I got myself together, and I was like, Leah, you're reaching as far for that Mia as you are for freaking Jamal. Anyway, so I don't think that's happening anymore, but perhaps there is an agenda to attack Candace this year. It's obvious. Um, Prosperity Thick Girl 40 and I have talked about this before, where the supposedly they were going after Candace last year, and then when Monique ended up biting her own nose off to spite her face, they just went ahead and got Monique off. But now they've come back around to focus their energy back on attacking Candace, and so that's kind of obvious too. We could see it. We could see it. Candace did not like the disparaging comment that her mother made. She said that her family is basically broken, and that Miss Dorothy's mouth is a problem, and that she talked to her about it, but that she needed a tissue. And Andy folded her a tissue. He tried to get the corners right. But she needed a tissue because she was sobbing at the fact that she literally cussed Dorothy out, and that her mom's comments towards Chris were so hurtful. He was hurt. Her in laws are hurt. Everybody's hurt. It's on TV for everybody to see. And she has no idea how to fix it. I felt so bad for Candace in that moment. And some of the ladies were like, well, do you think being on TV has anything to do with it? It obviously has to do with it because the cameras are rolling. But I feel like they were kind of asking in a way that was like, well, do you want to get off the show now that your mom fucked up your life? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It kind of was rough. Yeah. So then she said, oh, yeah, that's when Robin said another word to let us know she was there. She said, would it be the same? And she said, no, I feel like my family is never going to be the same. It's just never going to be the same. Even when if I'm off the show, it's never going to be the same. And that was very honest and authentic. Now, okay, for the people in the audience, we have the juxtaposition of Candace the crier, totally emotionally available, wears all her emotions on her sleeve, sitting right next to Giselle, the emotional vampire, who has zero emotion. Isn't that interesting? Okay, so then here we go in real life again with the whole low budget your thing. And then they asked Candace, did she know that Mia's mom was in that situation? And she said, no, I never knew that beforehand. And that was, I was just joning on her. In our community, the Black community, we have a joning thing. And I was just joning on her. And then Ashley's forehead said, you go for the jugular. And she was like, no, I went easy on you. You were ungrateful that all I said was your mama. She said, you were ungrateful. And that's the look Giselle got on her face, because Giselle then went on to say, after I saw the scene where you tossed the lettuce at Mia, I would have been on Mia's side had she clocked you after you and her interacted, because I felt like what you did, Candace, was too much in that moment. And I felt like you would have deserved to get clocked. And I was thinking, oh, you know what, Giselle, that's a lot. That's a lot coming from you, who was all Team Candace last year. I mean, you don't think we see that you just turned and did a complete 180? Now, I did just go for Giselle, and like I'm telling Prosperity Fit Girl, I can also serve it to her because Giselle, right there, that's being shady as shit. Because last year there was no reason for violence, and this year she could understand why if Mia wanted to pop Candace. So, see, that's not all intellectually honest, Giselle. That's like some BS. I call BS, Giselle. I feel like it's obvious you have an agenda now to try to get Candace off the show, and you're back to plan A that the people saw that you was gunning for Candace before, and now you're back to it. So it's obvious. I mean, you're sitting right next to her, and she just took up for you, Giselle, and here you are being like, your mouth, your mouth. It's your mouth, the way you respond, the words you say. They're words, Giselle. Just like your words are words. The way I let your words be your words, Giselle, let Candace's words be her words. And then Candace went on to say, look, I don't say anything more nasty and rude than any of the other ladies. And that was my point to why I started the channel. The ladies sign a contract to entertain us, to use their words and entertain us. They are not signing contracts to get up here and go all fisticuffs. They are, show me your witty repartee. Show me your orating skills. Show me your reading skills. Serve me your shade. Mama gets hot. Serve me your shade. You know what I'm saying? But keep your hands to yourself. And even with all the shenanigans right here 2 years ago, when Candace had to get escorted out by her chef master husband in her house, had to get escorted out and toss the knife in her house, that still did not touch Ashley and was not a violent act. When you physically lay the hands on the person, that's the violent act. That's the crossing of the line. That's my line. It's okay to have a line. And so I don't care that Candace tossed a knife at Ashley in her house or dropped the knife and it clanked near Ashley. I don't care about that because Ashley shouldn't have came back in that woman's house after she left. And Giselle did that to her because Giselle was trying to irk Candace, like we said, because she was trying to irk her off the show. Okay? So I feel like if the point they want to show us is that all these ladies can give us too much shade, then that's okay. But don't just get on Candace's back. Don't just get on Giselle's back. Don't just get on Ashley's back. Who actually, no, I take that back. We need to get on Ashley's back. Ashley seems to have the cover of the Lord over her or something because nobody says anything about Ashley, hardly, all season or even right now, really. He gets away scot-free from stirring pots and causing freaking dysfunction wherever she goes. She gets away with it, and I don't know why. So let's see. Then we had how Candace said 10K for a video is low budget. Candace really doesn't know. She didn't know. And Candace agrees that the pop, okay. And then the physical assault. So let's go through these questions. That was pretty much it for the first time because, oh yeah, the only other thing was my takeaway was how Andy said, and I was going to let it play in the background real fast. I wonder, will it let me? I wonder, will it let me?
About 2.5 inches bigger than mine. Don't y'all go.
Can you hear that?
We both got 5 heads, okay?
All I'm saying is,
can you hear that?
I wake up to tweets saying fire.
Every week, people say fire her.
No. But what I'm saying is, but they're saying it in regards to the things that come out of their mouth.
It has less to do with me and more to do with the people who can't keep up with what I say.
Did you hear that, you guys? Did you hear what Candace just said? Were you able to hear that? Yeah. So, and what Andy said to her, I didn't appreciate that. I've never heard him say to any of the other casts on any of the other shows about the asking of firing people, right? We have so nationally like that. That was a very glaring difference. If he's going to say that Candace could get fired right now in this reunion, then I want to know who was out I want to know who the people wanted to get fired over in Beverly Hills. I want to know who the people wanted to get fired in OC. I want to know who the people wanted to get fired in New York. I want to know who the people wanted to get fired in Dallas. I want to know who the people wanted to get fired in Miami. I want to know who the people wanted to get fired in you know what I mean? Show me all the money. Don't just show me the Potomac ladies' dirty stuff. And that's part of my thing with Bravo. They continuously freaking have this thing where they allow the treatment of the melanated goddesses to be a little loosey goosey, a little harsher, a little more like, oh, they can take it. They're not as soft as the other one. I don't know. And even the reference that lady who's under indictment for stealing the freaking or whatever she's under, that Erica Jane lady who gives 0 F's about burn victims and infertile women, spending money on $40,000 a month on glam. You know, I'm sure people wanted her fired. Did he mention that at her reunion? No. But he made a point to not only say that to Candace, but then to be like, how are you talking and using your words, Black lady? How's that working out for you? Because you're the common denominator in all of your problems. You're the common denominator in your assault last year, Candace. That was some wicked stuff. Now that is wicked, okay? That is way wickeder than your mama. That is way more, I mean, that's very telling. That's very telling. And I don't agree with him doing that in that way unless you're going to do it to everybody all the time. Across the board. From now on at every reunion, I want you to tell me who was going to get fired. From now on at every reunion, I want you to call one of these ladies on the carpet and tell them and ask them how is what they're saying in media working out for them. From now on, I want you to do that. From all the time from now on, I want you to go to Marge in freaking New Jersey and tell her it was her fault that Daniel Staub almost bent her backwards and tried to yank out her ponytails. I want you to tell her that it was her fault because she's the common denominator in that. I want you to tell Teresa Giudice that she's the common denominator in all the stuff that her husband did. As a matter of fact, if you're going to keep talking about Jamal, Andy, then let's keep talking about Joe Giudice. I mean, that's the same thing as bringing up Jamal at this point. Stop already. Stop it. We see the difference. I see the difference. It's obvious. I'm not crazy. I watch all the reunions. You don't treat the people the same. You don't have the same energy when you're conversing with the other people. And that was my last thing for this. Because it really just got me going. I don't know. That was just my thing. So then we had DT said, yes, I didn't appreciate it either. I don't want Candace fired. I wanted Hormona. Yeah, Pelican looking singer and Lyra fired. Yes. Lyra Baldy fired. Yes, please fire them. I wanted the entire KKK ladies of chapter fired, but Tiffany Moon, exactly. So because they allow them to do it to them, exactly. That's what happens, Prosperity Thick Girl. Well, it's looking like Bravo wants Andy fired. I heard about that, right? I want Andy Koken's raw chicken leg fired. Hello? Andy is doing exactly what Giselle is doing to Candace. That's why Giselle is the devil's spawn. Well, in this case, you're right. When it comes back to her, coming back around the bend and now effing with Candace, that's some faulty shit, Giselle, and you're going to get whatever they do for you. Tell himself that he's Teresa pushing him. Yes! Go back and talk about to Teresa how she was pushing him and that's her fault, right? Did he ever say anything to Kelly Dudd about her Twitter rants and stuff? As bad as he's going in on Candace for her Twitter rants and stuff? No. Andy needs to check himself because he already wrecked himself. So now he needs to check himself. And with that, I'm pretty sure that's what it was for my review for the Real Housewives of Potomac. Oh my gosh. That took a whole hour. I'm sorry I took so long, people. I had a lot to say. But like I said, this is the whole reason I started this channel. So I'm really passionate about the Real Housewives of Potomac Lady franchise in particular. And I'm so happy that I have a chance here to do a review for their season 6, part 1 reunion, part 1 of 4 for the Real Housewives of Potomac. I appreciate DT coming in. I appreciate Prosperity Thick Girl 40 coming in. I appreciate One Who Cares came in. Goddess 777 came in. You know, and I totally appreciate all you guys so much. I think that when, yeah. Thanks for hanging in there with me, people. And I love that we can agree to disagree, you know? I love that we can agree to disagree. And me and Prosperity Thick Girl 40 was talking on the phone the other day. And I was like, you know what? Thank you so much, DT, for you coming in here, for hanging out with me for this live. This was so much fun. No, I appreciate you. This, you don't even understand. Like, I am so thrilled to be able to do this on this day of manifestation. Okay. We live the hour, right? Although I was supposed to have left 30 minutes ago. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna shut this off now. I was gonna I don't think I'm gonna do a live tonight. I have to go be with the boys and stuff. But this has been an awesome freaking live-a-thon that I had today. This was my 3rd live today here on Larger Curves. Make sure you try to go back and replay the other ones if you weren't around for them. I honor you. I respect you. I appreciate the energy that you serve in the universe and the energy that you share with me and connect over here with me on. And I thank you for sharing your perspectives and helping me, you know, bend my perceptions and expand my horizons around thoughts and ideals, and, you know, have these conversations and these dialogues, because they totally help me. As you can tell, I have a point and I like to say it, but I also like to hear other people's point, because I like to be as rounded as possible. And just because I like Giselle doing one thing doesn't mean I like her doing all the other things too. But I also choose not to hate her. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that deep for me. And not saying that you hate her either, like hate. But yeah, I just kind of feel like she's entertainment purposes. So DT said, yes, take care. We got you, dear. Larger Curves. Much love to you. No, thank you. I wish there was a big mwah on here. That was for me to you guys. That was a real kiss. Next time we have to call in. Yes, definitely next time we'll call in. But since we already been on here an hour, I'm going to keep it short. And thank you again for tuning in. And you guys make sure that you check us out next time here on Larger Curves. And I'll see you in the next video. Smash the buttons, the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell thingy. Peace.